4 or 5 reasons why I think actually the Chinese stock market, or basically their Mag 7, is going to outperform our Mag 7 in 2025. So our Mag 7 had a wonderful, wonderful 2 years, right? We know what happened to the triple Qs, and a lot of the Chinese Mag 7, such as Alibaba, JD Universe, Uniphase, BIDU, Bilibili, all these stocks, they've been meandering. They haven't done anything. In fact, you know, and during the members only live yesterday, we went back looking at 3, 5, 7, 10-year charts. Alibaba is where it was 10 years ago. Bilibili is where it was 10 years ago. JD Uniphase a little higher. Baidu, same place as it was 10 years ago. So these stocks have not moved at all. I mean, in fact, they have come down. So if you factor in what the market has done, our markets have done over the last 10 years, and what our Mag 7 has done, you know, comparatively. So number one reason is I think comparatively they're cheap. They cater to 1.5 billion people in China. Their market is large enough, right? Another reason that I'm thinking Chinese stocks are going to, Chinese Mag 7 specifically, main, you know, mega caps, are going to outperform the US counterparts is because China has announced massive, massive stimulus, okay? Their real estate market has been in the toilet for a while. They're cutting interest rates in China. They're pumping money just like our Federal Reserve has done here to get us out of the situation with the pandemic. That's the number two reason, right? Massive stimulus is coming in. Now, is that going to blow up their debt to GDP? Probably will, but stimulus always puts a, you know, bottom or a floor in their markets. Another thing that they're doing, which I'm quite familiar with, is this. So as we know, a lot of things are manipulated in China. I get it. I understand it. I understand how their system works. So the, you know, China urges state-backed funds to buy more stocks amid market slump, falling bond yields. Well, yeah. So when the yields are going down, it's helpful to their stock market, obviously. And China's financial regulators on Thursday, in fact, last Thursday, unveiled a slew of measures, which is on top of cutting interest rates, on top of QE, their version of QE, which is quantitative easing. And they want to basically put a backstop in their stock market. And big state-backed insurance firms are guided to raise the size and proportion of their investment in Chinese A shares. Oh, I must have bought or sold something. So the regulators on Thursday said they need to allocate, they could allocate 30% of the newly generated premiums to buy stocks. Well, that puts a floor, number one, right? Whatever you do, obviously depends on the stock that you're dealing with, but I'm very, very bullish. Another reason is over my 30 years of watching these things, right? When there's nothing but bad news on a stock, I have never seen a stock go up. Well, we bought something else or sold something else. So over the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, so what is the bad news? Macro, bad news. Trump for China, bad news. Tariffs coming, bad news. Their real estate market in the toilet, bad news. Just bad news. Nothing but bad news, except one thing is happening. You must watch price action. What has been happening to Alibaba over the last 3-4 weeks? What has been happening to JDS Uniphase over the last 3-4 weeks? Baidu, PDD, which is Pinduoduo, which is the owner of Temu, Bilibili, which is their YouTube. What has been happening to these stocks? You would expect them to go down with bad news, right? Coincidentally, not only they're not going down, their price action is showing me that actually Alibaba has moved from about 85 to 100 already, right? And JDSU, same thing. So the price action is telling me there's accumulation happening on these stocks. So my experience over the last 35 years is that if there's nothing but bad news, the stock chart should look like from the upper left-hand corner to the lower right-hand corner, okay? Well, the opposite is happening. there's bad news and stocks are not going down any longer. So you're seeing this kind of a support or outperformance. And so I structured a few trades around BABA and BILI, and we'll see where we go. But I definitely think Chinese Mag 7 is going to outperform the US counterparts this year.